His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Been tripping their way since 6 o'clock this morning. People have been making their way in their white t-shirts and their face caps. The women are coming with their scarves and handkerchiefs. It's a peaceful White Tuesday. Liberians are tired of injustices. Liberians are tired of the rule of law. Liberians want the restoration of constitutional order. Liberians don't want to see our country go back to the dark days. Liberians want to see our country go forward. So in spite of all these things, the people are resolved today. And let me say this to Israel. We're going to make history today. Going to make history today. The people are resolved, and this is going to be the biggest convergence of Liberians since the ascendancy of President Boubacar. This is going to be the biggest gathering of Liberians peacefully today at the Capitol building. So we want to say this. I want to tell people from the 17 electoral districts of Montserrat County, wherever you are, make your way at the Capitol building. Come out. Wherever you are, there are buses available to bring you. So if you want to make your way, you can still make your way today. Come and let's put an end to creepy TikTok shit. Let me say this to you. And we don't want Liberia to suffer like Uganda. Say it's dead. This country, Liberia, where Trump also have democracy yet. So come out in your thousands, be in your white, and come up peacefully. This is a peaceful gathering, and come together. Let's make history. We pay these lawmakers. Israel, we go out there campaign for those lawmakers. We elect them, and we pay them to serve. So it's an affront to see that a good number of them would be in RLJ for a very good period of time. They're using taxpayers' money to be there. Over Israel, the President Boubacar used $5 million just on this thing from September till now. It's unfair. So, and the thing that's happening, the upheaval up there at the Capitol is not just affecting one person, it's affecting every other Liberian. Tomorrow we will be there. I have not less than 130 people here that will be bringing. Those guys are from my organization from Diesel. Everybody agree already to even be part of it. Before I even said it, all of us we already planned it already. So that is, those guys are ready because most of them, they took their parents for on job. The news about political slaughter and Bambi. The government of Liberia on Tuesday, the motherfucker only have one option tomorrow. The option is to adhere to Article 17 that gives the right to all Liberian citizens to peacefully assemble. Nothing else. His own mandate, without asking, without begging, he and his police owner mandate to protect every one of us that will gather tomorrow to peacefully petition our lawmakers in a court or order. Nothing else. So nobody, no soul in this government can intimidate us. I just want to talk to us of tomorrow protest. That nobody should carry back because I rumors here they say when you see smoke there is fire. Yeah, nobody should carry back there tomorrow among us. Nobody. Because you know the party going to people among us tomorrow will come for them to say they catch the protester will come. So nobody carry back there among us tomorrow. Only your t-shirt, your t-shirt, your synagogue you wear and then you fall by the protest because we have water, food, everything. So nobody will say I carry my bag there because I got food in it. Nobody will carry a bag there among us tomorrow.
It is time for our legislature to make laws and not noise. It is time that our judiciary get on with settling cases and dispense justice without being compromised. It is time for the executive to speak, but speak with the power of exemplary behavior. Some will ask why this message now. It's because time for us, time for Liberia is running out. Why am I doing this? Because I'm a leader and because I care for the good of the country. Silence makes us all culpable in wrongdoings. Several are moving rapidly to claim the future, but yet others, engulfed by recurring bad habits, are being left behind. Let's face it, Liberia is one of those countries that will be left behind, even when compared with our closest neighbor, which no longer follows our lead. It is time for reflection, my people. It is time for us to work. It is time to stop the steal. It's time for honesty and time for changing minds and attitudes. It is time for our legislature to make laws and not noise. It is time that our judiciary get on with settling cases and dispense justice without being compromised. It is time for the executive to speak, but speak with the power of exemplary behavior. Some will ask why this message now. It's because time for us, time for Liberia is running out. Why am I doing this? Because I'm a leader and because I care for the good of the country. Silence makes us all culpable in wrongdoings.
On Monday, which will be the 29th of January, constituting the 4th working Monday, January, the President of Liberia will fulfill a constitutional mandate to deliver the other message. Again, for the 100th time, we want to raise this issue and be very clear that delivery of other message is the legislative function.
Although I committed myself to doing an audit, this is the reason why when the first time I saw this outturn was when the budget was submitted to us. It is not true that any member as was exerted last Sunday came to me to discuss the issue of outturn. And I will show you the hypocrisy in a minute. When I saw this, I called my staff. They gave me the evidence of this money movement. And I will produce screenshots and documents to that effect at my trial of how money was moved. So I said, no, I don't want to implicate anyone. But what I will do, we must do the audit. So now they have even extended it to 2022. So we'll be asking the GAC instead of just 2023 audit to 2022 and 2023 to see what happened here. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not just going to throw charges. So I just want the public that this GAC audit will happen as I mandated. I wanted to see it at the end of 2025. I mean, at the end of October. That's what precipitated the fast hurry of spreading this resolution around to prevent it. I want the audit. There was even testimony on Sunday that I prevented the audit. I want you to call the Auditor General of the Republic of Liberia. When the auditors were changed from here, and when I was in the States, the GAC called me to complain because they sent them 31 questions to answer. So one look at those questions, they got scared. They drove the people here from coming to open a shop here. They will call a name to you, did that. They will call a name to you. And we have their testimony, their letter that was written to me as to who drove them from this campus. And ever since we have been trying to negotiate with the few that this audit must happen.
But latest, Senator Johnson brought his daughter to me, Krista. Some are calling nodding her head positively in acknowledgement of that. Senator Johnson killed him. Thank you. Thank you. Senator Johnson brought his daughter to me, and several times he said, Senator, my son, please talk to President Walker to give my daughter a job.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Let me say thank you so very much, man, that you join us for the show Real Talk this afternoon on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on day's 18th day. Another historical day, a day that gone down in the annal of history for Liberia, negatively, sorrowfully. It was the 17th that went down first, and today the 18th. When you think the day is going to get better under this regime, it's the opposite. It's the irony. Something bad pops up. So we are here to talk about the unfolding events. Even though we have come under threat, even though they have their list, even though they're trying to silence opposition voices, even though they only want their radio stations to be on the air. Yesterday, they said, oh, the people running after us, they want to close the station down. You go to the radio station. Today, they have their list and their names. But that is not the solution to ineptitude. It's another day. It's another day. Today is the 18th day of December 2024. So let's start playing, and we've got the jackpot. We've got thousands of Liberian dollars. Sorry, We're giving out 10K this afternoon. If you are a fan of the show, if you are a follower of the show, whatever, play as many times as you can. Just dial *799 *100 hatch and play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, not more, not less. Play only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. The code is *799 *100 hatch. That's all you need to do. Your 10K is waiting for you. 10,000 is waiting for you. Just use 200 Liberian dollars to get 9,800 in excess. Isn't that super to do and get? You know what it means? You just use $2, 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and then bam, your 10K with you when you play *799 *100 hatch. Isn't that a glorious testimony that awaits you, that you need? It has changed too many lives. They're changing lives. Take advantage of it. It has taken people out of poverty and has given them a new life. It is a testimony. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, play the Three Wise Men jackpot. Just dial *799 *100 hatch and play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Before we can reach the halfway mark, let's get as many of you playing. If you are a fan of the show, if you are a fan of this radio station, once you play, you will win. Once you are playing on Real Talk, you will win. When you are playing on Kings FM, no doubt, you will win. You will get your 10,000. You will not get a dime if you are not playing. You will get money if you play. Don't mind that. Take 200 or $1.50. Let's get to the acknowledgement as quickly as we can. We've got just a single issue to talk about today. We can't add another. Sorry, we have to substitute the other issues because what is unfolding compels us by order of importance to focus on those issues. Tomorrow we'll look at those other issues, even though they stay fresh. Otto comes on from where? Freeport. Titus Gipley from Johnsonville. Trocon Ara Smith from Fendel Junction. Princess Favor Mina from Red Light. Emmanuel Bro from Minnesota, Minneapolis, the United States. David Williams, Colorado. Alex Mulba, Vontaman City, Lofa County, CDC Papi Success Keita for Life. Dupont Road. Thomas Chie, Doe Community, Venetius Bar Junior, New Crew Town, Alsata Miller, Red Light, Fatu Conan, Magibi County, Yassa Sharif, no indication of where you are following from, but not bad. At least you are on the show. Mary Tule, New Georgia Estate, Sylvia Sansier, from where you didn't say, but it's good to have you on. Mahamad Sonin Senior from Brisbane Road, Broadville. Solowat Corsia, your comfort zone as usual, New Georgia Junction. Nina Quav, Sam Jackson from, you say, police? Oh, you're asking. We'll talk about it later. Ibrahim Abu Sharif from where? No, sorry. You want to indicate where you are falling from. Don't be obsessed to write. We know all these things that you are writing before you can even write, so you don't need to tell us. Just state where you're from, and if you have a line here, just a single line, we can highlight it for you. Comfort Markopo from Staten Island, New York City. D Changer 100% from New Jersey, the United States. Mary Tooley from New Georgia Estate. Lawrence Kebusin from Maryland County, Plebo City. Gabriel Mao, you say you are present. Good to have you on. Sophie Blamo, you're watching. Josephus Manning from New York City. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming on. The names are just pouring out, but we can call all. We got a couple of things to talk about. Yes, we got just a single issue to talk about. But before we get there, let's go to the anthem rather. Let's go.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Yesterday, the protests got off to a good start. December 7th thing. Those Liberians whom the Constitution covered as any other person or persons decided to converge at the office of their lawmakers. They sent out a caution to all of their colleagues who had agreed to come out as the Constitution provides to speak to their lawmakers, not to move with anything material except their physical cash or money, so that they will be in the position to buy water or soft drink or get food to eat. That they should only wear white and get in the jeans trousers. The jeans could be black or could be white, blue, but just jeans and white t-shirt. The white was simply an ace, a symbol for purity, and inclusive of that purity, non-violence, orderly conduct, and on and on. They assemble not until the police interpreted it by the extender, and then altercation, a misunderstanding ensue. And since the police got the power, the authority, the weapons, and every other thing, they instituted the Machiavellian theory, might makes right. So they were trampling on the protesters. Several of them got hurt, arrested. The police, as usual, will claim no responsibility. And that's unprofessional. That is not leadership. We have seen police around the world, when the police overstep its bound, the leadership will come out and admit and apologize and ask the forgiveness of the public. It doesn't say when you render an apology that you have lost your essence and you're not going to exist again as an institution or a person. It only means you are a good leader who do soul searching after every situation, because you aren't perfect. Nobody perfect on earth. The fact that we are on earth, we are susceptible to different situations that will alter a behavior that may not be desirable or that we may not want to do, but it will constrain us to do it because too many stimuluses are working against us. The only person who isn't subject to natural laws and cannot do anything to the contrary of norms is God. Anybody beyond God, subject to natural laws, and they can run into error. But in the midst of that, when you realize that you have a fault, you blunder along the way. As much as you will want the people to whom you are speaking to see the people who did the act or supposedly did the act, you should equally admit that you were involved and you acted beyond your reach. Hence, you take full responsibility for your own aspect and then admit that these people acted this way. Along the way, we saw that in the past, former President Sirleaf of government would take responsibility for things that happened. Gregory Coleman, who is the police director now, was Ellen's police director then. He cannot tell me that I am lying, that Ellen did not admit. Ellen even took responsibility on behalf of the police along the way. And I will speak to Otavian Williams, who has opted to share his opinion on this, particularly what unfolded yesterday with former presidential aide Sekou Carrasco Damaro. Very shortly, I'll bring him on. So Gregory Coleman was in Ellen's government. Ellen took responsibility on behalf of the police. It was one of the characteristics that Ellen had, and I think still has, that despite the excesses she had, despite other leadership flaws, but she would come out to admit. Along the way, I think she did that either 2 or 3 or 4 times. Former President Weah, he may not have done that on several occasions, but he did that a couple of times. Did it change Ellen? Did it stop Ellen government from existing? No. Did it stop Weah's government from existing? No. Weah, Ellen, the government ran until they reached the end democratically and constitutionally. It doesn't change anything on you when you admit. But your refusal to admit that you acted in an undesirable manner is to show that you are infallible. And when you continue that way, you will always encounter problem in life. And people will be afraid of you. This is where avoidance comes in. When people notice that you are the kind of person who justifies everything and shift blame on people and not wanting to refresh and soul search and identify your own error, they just avoid you. So the police said nothing of such happened yesterday. The protesters were the one who caused the provocation. They did this, they did that, and they went on with several arrests. That was December 17th, which has gone down in history. Just thought to talk about that briefly. Then, when we felt that December 17th had passed, we were still trying to get out of the psychological scars. Pam, this morning, fire. The wing of the legislature, the House of Representatives, link. And the fire from gradual to tense. Listen, nothing and nobody on earth operates in a vacuum. Everything that happens is happening for a purpose, or there is a cause. If it is accidental, there is a reason for that accident. If it is intentional, there is a reason or cause for that intentionality. The way these things unfold is what we refer to as mystery. That means it is beyond human widest imagination or understanding to figure out how it happened. But it doesn't say that it is unprecedented, that it can never, it should never, and it will never happen. No. The only person and only place these things will not happen, God and heaven. But every other person and institution and place subject to all of these things. But the way they happen, that's why you hear people sometimes, they say, but how God will allow the thing to happen? What they are saying simply, it beats their imagination. It's beyond their widest understanding. They can't just fathom or figure out how and why it happened. Such is the situation at the house. Till now, we are told that no arrest has been made. The justice minister will confirm that. He quoted the president as raising serious concern or taking the matter serious, and that he has ordered a comprehensive investigation. We are awaiting. It is unfortunate. Nobody saw that coming. It is a setback for the country. It is a major setback. I should tell you that. It is a major setback for the country. The governance of this country has gone back 10 years. It's going to take a protracted period or a long period to have it resuscitated. And every one of us in this little space going to feel it. This is no longer partisan. If you are a Unity Party partisans, where you can be celebrating now, just as you were celebrating the protesters who were beaten yesterday, and let's see how this is going to benefit you. If you know what governance is, you will be that something is done as quickly, and this should never happen again. With that institution, the first branch of government, coming or got it by mysterious mystery fire, it pushes the governance of this country 10 years backward. We do not know as to the kind of documents or whether it reached the archive or offices. The investigators will determine that. But that fire that we saw this morning was not a running water fire. No. That place is damaged. It had just been renovated. I think it was renovated in Weah's regime because the lawmakers then had argued that the place was small, most of the offices tight. So they needed space. They, in the wisdom of the leadership then, decided to come up with a budgetary allocation and at the same time solicit extended support to help with the extension. And they did that Weah's time. That's how that place, most of the offices were spacious enough. If you've been to the Capitol during Ellen's time, you will know most of the offices, small at that time, tight. They tried the best they could and extended it. During Ellen's time, what we used to see, they used to fight for, if you are elected and the National Elections Commission certificate you, the next thing, they will run to the leadership of the House and start negotiating for a spacious office. So they were scrambling for spacious office because they knew the place was small, most of the offices. Weah's time, they tried the best they can to extend it a little bit, which had been conducive for the lawmakers. So with the destruction, it's going to go back. One of those who follow the show, Real Talk, and face the issues with AB, she called me from the States today. She often followed the two shows, and she's concerned. At a certain point in time, she wanted to give up on following developments from Liberia. And I said, no, you can't give up. With all these things are happening, just don't give up on your country. With time, these things will get better. Hold on. Crises don't last forever. And she saw reason, so she stayed holding on. So she called today when she saw those things flooding all over in the United States and other parts, the legislature on fire. And what she said to me was that if it was on that side, that place, it will be cordoned off. Nobody will go there. In fact, it will even be brought down. When she was saying it, I laughed with him myself. That on that side, that Liberia, that building, they were posh. The reason I was laughing with myself, because I know the guys here, they will never ever take decision like that. No, this is a poverty-stricken country. Not necessarily that it's poor to the core, but that the leaders are concerned about themselves. So they do cut and paste so that they will get more money in their pocket. That's why most of the institutions here are in a dilapidated condition or seeming or near dilapidated condition. A major setback to that place. I do not know about the document. I can't say much to that. But I assume that essential documents might have damaged. The lawmakers are now displaced. The place they were fighting for. They can't go into this place. They can't do that. They can't. They are displaced now. At least it's a good justification for the majority bloc to stay on at RLJ. Let's continue to play the King's Cash, give away the 3 Wiseman jackpot. Play as many times as you can play so that we start announcing your 10,000 to you. Play 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That's all. Just that star 799 star 100 hatch, and then you got your 10,000 as many times as you can play. Let's do it. Let's give you your money so that you go ahead and get ready for the season. We are in the middle of it. Today is the 18th. So if you can get the 10,000 that is yours, it's not our responsibility. Don't blame us. The lawmakers are place now. Good justification. Even though nobody saw this coming and nobody wanted it, but it is a good justification for them to stay now where they are in the RLJ hotel and the minority block. They can operate from their houses. That place will be renovated, but I can tell you from what I saw, it will take a longer period. Already it was being renovated, portion of it was being renovated, and then you this fire taking over it. It's going to take a longer time. The other thing that you should brace yourself for and ask yourself, so with just a couple of weeks, where would the president deliver his State of the Nation address? The Constitution says the joint session, the president delivers the State of the Nation to the joint session of the legislature. Why? Because they are the representatives of the people. And where it happened, it often takes place in the rotunda of the building, the legislature. That place is destroyed, not going to be renovated before the inauguration. Well, they could do it outside. They will find a place. They could do it where they will be seated. That's the legislature right there. The building is just the place. It's just the structure. But the legislature, if they convene, wherever they convene as joint session, that's the legislature right there. So they could create a structure outside. They can decide wherever, however, wherever they assemble, that is the legislature right there. Very soon we'll pick up Otavin Williams. That's the legislature right there. So it doesn't matter. It's just the same as you say, oh, the church. Those of you who do not know, wherever, if you are a Christian, wherever you are, that's the church. If you are a teacher, wherever you are, that's the school right there. If you are a doctor, wherever you are, that's the hospital or the clinic right there, whatever. The structure is just the place that we assemble together. That's why they call corporate gathering or assembly or unit. So they can decide to create a structure outside. They can erect a structure or a podium, and then they assemble. That's the legislature right there. But it is not a good sign. It is not good for the government. Now, let's talk about the sign for the future. The sign came first. It was overlooked. Not a surprise, since there are several bad people in the midst of good people. It's not a surprise. Nobody, we all intellectualize. We talk about the issues every day on the air, speaking to the masses. We intellectualize. We have our differences on the issues, but we have never ever, and nobody would never ever wish for such to happen, because anything that happens, it affects all of us. And that is why I started by telling you that we've gone 10 years back. That is the first branch of government. I hope all of the essential documents did not burn. If all of those documents and essential offices burn, well, we have to brace ourselves for some difficult times. So I'm not surprised, because there are bad people in the midst of good people. With that, with the first, how many of you know that nothing works without sign? There's always the sign before the event. The sign is an indication to, one, not overlook, two, take it serious, three, act upon it to avoid. Every sign is a possible event that is going to happen. A sign foreshadows what is about to happen. A sign is what goes ahead. But because very many of the people in this country are so overwhelmed, sentimental, so they don't take advantage of signs. God himself never worked without a sign. Everything God, it foreshadows God. And that's the same way he set the earth. The first thing happened on the day they had that makeshift induction of Richard Kuhn as speaker. Few hours into the evening hours, we heard fire at that place. Nobody ever said, can we call Daniel? Can Daniel tell us, or do we need to call Daniel? Can we safely conclude that this is a sign of something that might happen beyond? Nobody had time. The same lawmakers, then they went back into the building, enjoying themselves, having budget hearing, doing all kinds of stuff. Not until this morning, when we woke up to what we woke up to. Somebody did that. I am not convinced that it was done by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persons. I am not convinced. What I saw there, I assume what I saw over there, it was a mystery planning by, or a mystery execution by a person. I want to believe 2 or 3 must have planned, and one person might have executed the plan, but it was a syndicate. You might have had, or probably it was 2 or 3 or 4 persons. And maybe the execution might have been by a single person, as how the plan was laid out. Because still now, nobody yet. Every other thing is just suspicion. How the fire started early this morning. We're coming from across, and the telephone ringing here and there, we're answering and asking us some Andrews. So what is happening? So, I don't know. He said the legislature is on fire. When you drop the line, another call. You drop another call. Only to hit the town or got on the internet before hitting the town. It's the various media, online platforms reporting. And when we came to town, what I saw on some of those platforms, listen, Chief, one person may have done that thing. It was planned by a few persons, but that execution, because at that time, at 6 o'clock, it's clear. Most people in this country, depending on where they live, they wait for 6 o'clock before they start getting up. At that time, the place is cleared and getting more clearer. Between 4:30, 4:45, 5:30, 5:45, the place is still dark. At 6:05, 6:10, the place is clear. That's when people coming outside from in the corners, from everywhere, because everybody can see now. And that around there, we were told that's when the fire started blazing. Somebody may have gone in that place, either set it up, took advantage of the things that they see in movies, how people set up these kinds of stuff, and just probably may have set it up and just gradually, quietly, as we say in laboratory, and quietly left the scene and just waited for the time. Because nobody, the entire atmosphere is so confusing. Nobody can say anything. Like in other places or situations, oh, but we saw somebody coming from this building here. Oh, we saw somebody who was innocent. So the person went there. At least from there, the security can start tracing. The investigators, they will start tracing. But nothing like that. Nobody knows till now. Nobody knows. It was planned. It was well organized by a couple of individuals. And I want to believe that one person executed that. Now, what happened? That is the first branch of government. Very shortly, at 4 o'clock, I will reach out. Otavin, William, okay, yes, very shortly. Very shortly. Let me exhaust what I have. I know that you want to speak to the Seku Kalasco Damaro situation. You have a very vexing position by giving what the government did. Hold on, Liberian journalist and criminal justice practitioner. So that building, the first branch of government, I did telling us that from time to time it has not had a fortified security, no security wall there. So it means that only the presidency is careful in this country. The legislature, the first branch of government. I don't think this can happen in any part of the world. Every part of the world has some kind of vulnerability. But I don't think somebody will just have execute such a plan like that and no trace whatsoever. What happened? What happened with LMP? Was the building or is the building not being manned by LMP officers? What happened? Well, that's it. Then lastly, then we take up Otavin call. Hold on, my chief. Self-interest, no caution. Self-interest, no caution. Self-interest, no caution. It's another thing I pick up from this incident this morning. Self-interest, high, no caution, no precaution. The lawmakers are not futuristic, but they're concerned about themselves, using their district as the trunker or the bridge to get more money onto themselves. They have never ever been cautious. Why? They are the ones who do budgetary allocations. They are the ones who have the final say on budget appropriations. They are the ones who justify every day in this country why they should have 45,000, 15,000, 20,000, 50,000. They are the lawmakers who will argue that it is a budget item. It is in the budget. Right. No problem. But with all these monies or dollars they will collect over the years, nobody will be rational or futuristic enough to say, let's do an allocation. Let's put some money aside to get an ambulance, to get a fire truck, to set up a mini clinic here, like we have seen in other countries. Go to Ghana now, go to the parliament there, you will see. I can give you several countries. You know why? The people thought that all these things, anything can happen anytime. Once you live in, there is no way you live on this earth and you will not encounter emergency. So you should always have a contingency plan in place to counter that emergency. Always. It's just like you're living and you're not saving. When you're living and you're saving, that is a contingency plan. Meaning anything can happen at any time and that will help you out. The time they will take to justify how much they are entitled to, They could have done something and say, oh, look, we need a fire truck here. We can purchase one. Didn't they put in the budget? I think, yes, I think money was put in there for that. And they said that they were going to get at most 5 or 2 or 3. I can't remember really now the number. But I heard something like that. Even if that, because that is for fire service, I am talking about a standby fire truck for the legislature. That place is large enough. It's just there. In other countries, they have it. It's just there. Then the next thing that you will see in other parliaments, these people, these lawmakers, listen, we are not happy for this, but everything that happens, you learn lesson from it. Sometimes God allows these things to happen so you will learn. You know why nobody now, when they're talking about this disease popping up, when they're talking about this one, MFA talking about smallpox, the country, everybody's serious about it. When MFA say y'all do this one, y'all follow this instruction, everybody doing it. When the Ministry of Health say y'all do this one, so and so coming, y'all take so and so surveillance, everybody doing it. You know why? Because we experience Ebola, we experience COVID-19. And God allowed Ebola to come so we'll learn lesson from it, and that will not be sluggish mentally whenever something is about to happen. God allowed COVID-19 to befall us. I am not saying that that was right. I do not know. But I am saying that we can learn lesson from it. And these are some of the lessons I am talking about. If that place had its own fire truck filled, do you think that place would have burned the way it burned? You know how long it takes for those fire trucks to get there? Had they gotten there soon, that place would not have burned the way it burned. But they did not get there soon, and it is not the problem of not getting there soon. You can't shift blame on them. They too were experiencing some problems along the way. They did not take interest in allowing the place to burn before they get there. They had their own problem too. FPRC, truck, water and sewer, all of those people. But at least they arrived on the scene. But if the legislature had its own fire truck, or water truck rather, sitting over there, and that thing pops up, they will have been in the position to quench it to a greater extent before the other trucks, water trucks, come in to complement its effort. Nothing on the ground. The legislature had always been vulnerable. The only place the country gives attention, the presidency. The place don't have a mini clinic. Anytime lawmakers can fall off, anytime star can fall off. Nothing. When you talk about these things, they say you're talking rubbish. It makes sense. That's why we just sorry, because that's taxpayers' money over there. And it puts the country back. That's all we're feeling sorry. But not necessarily for you lawmakers, because you people have always been concerned about the money instead of being futuristic. Now you see where you guys are. You see where we are. You ain't even thinking. All day, the Senate, that money. The House of Representatives, that money. Everybody justifying. That place also needs a mini clinic. Just in case lawmakers and other people have a serious situation and they fall off. No emergency ambulance. That place also needs an emergency ambulance. And not only that place, but the 3 branches of government. The 3 branches of government, they also need an ambulance, a mini clinic, a water truck. Yes, they also Let's keep playing the Three Wise Men jackpot. And get yourself, take your 10,000, dial *799 *100 hatch, play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Play as many times as you can, and as you do, you will have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. You have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. So that's the situation that what I thought to share with you. Let's continue to play as many times as we can. And as we do, you will win. You will win. Don't give up. Keep on playing. All right. So very shortly, we open the line. It's a terrible situation. Very terrible situation we have presently. Terrible. It's a setback. So I heard that the government put out a bounty, or how many dollars? I think 500,000 for anyone who will have information leading to the fire. Okay, let's move now. Let's talk with Otavian Williams. He had always wanted to share his thought on what unfolded yesterday, specifically with the former presidential aide Sekou Kalasco Damarum. Otavian, thank you for coming on. Good afternoon, sir. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure being with you, Sam.
Yeah, you seem to have an uncomfortable feeling of the government's position of what they did yesterday. Can we hear you, sir?
Well, not just yesterday. From yesterday.
Yeah, let's start with yesterday.
So let's start from yesterday. So the Constitution provides for a peaceful protest. As I can say, the protest yesterday was not violent, and for the police to retaliate or for the police to respond in the manner they responded, it means there must be excessive force and force beyond their reach. And so far, there was no force or forces beyond their reaches. So the manner in which the police acted yesterday, I believe strongly, it was premeditated. So we go directly, for example, to the arrest of Sekou Kalasco and others. So the police is having 72 hours to have a suspect under their custody. That suspect has to be charged and sent to court. So was it that the Sekou and others, their charges was already prepared? Because in less than 45 minutes, the police was able to send them to the city court, and the court was in shambles. They couldn't carry them back to the police. They have to carry them exactly to the prison compound. So that was a situation of a pre-trial detention process. But notwithstanding, how many meetings the police talked to Sekou and others before preparing them for court? How many meetings? Was the fact that they won't each ask? And that is how the police lost their cases or the state. What was the rush in carrying it or doing what you did? Those are some of the technical issues. And same, I stand to say on this national platform that this is not about science. If somebody has followed some of us, they know that we can say exactly how we feel and how we see the situation. It is not time for people to trample on people's rights. Now, that is the legal part. Politically, it's just expedient enough for the Joseph Parker administration to take such a decision. I say no, politically it's not expedient. It is not politically. So, by procedure and laws, we have issues. Politically, we also have issues. So this is why we stand on the yesterday situation.
What they should have done that they didn't do?
What to arrest or to have suspicion, because there was no direct evidence in plain view doctrine that the state security had or had in their possession for an arrest. So the fact you have suspicious evidence, suspicious evidence, they should have been brought for enough questioning, because you go into court and they will have their lawyer, it will be you for the day or 10. So to charge them, you must be convinced that the circumcision evidence or indirect evidence you have in, they can corroborate with your investigation.
It was today. It was just so you know, Mr. Williams. It was today that they released the charge sheet. It was today.
Just imagine that. So if you even get today, it means that you acted on a preconceived mind. You have the mens rea, you have a circumcision situation. It means that it was preconceived. You have hate. You acted on hate. You never acted by the law. So if you act on hate, it means that you will always lose your cases. And I also want for the lawyers of Sekou Kalasco in order to test the law to go beyond. They must just be released, and they say the fact we are released, so we leave our case, let's go. No. Let the law be tested. And I'm disappointed in the police director. I am disappointed in the police director. You cannot be a police director and be a police director on 1980 and 1982. You cannot be a police director in 2004. You be acting like a police director on 1985, the police director under the tyrannical regime of former President Taylor, the police director under the gentle regime of former President Samuel Kayandu. No. We are part of those stages, we cannot go back. And Gregory Kuma is a very young man. There is always a tomorrow. Do not allow people to use your hand to pick fire for them. And that is why some of us are not working in government today. We refuse to be used.
So are you suggesting that when they are released, they should pursue legal action against the police vis-a-vis the government?
Of course. We should test the law. The law should always be tested. One of the problems we have in this country is let's bargain, be bargain. We do not test the law. And in this case, the law must be tested. I am not in favor of violence. I'm not in favor of anybody going against the state. But people have their rights to organize peaceful protest. We remember the June 7 protest over President Weah. That protest was peaceful. And that protest even had more multitude of human beings as compared to this gun protest yesterday. So it wasn't a case that the police could not control. The police only acted beyond because they had a segment. And that is why they came acting.
The police IG said they were provoked, so they had to retaliate.
So what is the provocative nature of the retaliation? What provoked them? Anybody have gone and shot at them? No.
He said the police.
Anybody had tear gas, bullet to fire at them? No.
He said stones were thrown at the police.
Stones are not equivalent to live bullet and firing of tear gas. And let the person that threw the stone, that person could have been arrested. The person could have been brought forth. They didn't have multitude of stones that were difficult to establish who threw the stones. And that is why I'm happy on Mark Ambula when we flogged those students at the DW High School, when they naked yellow leg guards and they beat them, the manner and form in which they were flogged. Yesterday, people sustained blood injury. Blood was shed. There was no reason and there was no manner and magnitude in which could have caused the amount of injury that was sustained by the civilian as compared to the police. How many police have seen injury? Where are they? But what means the sustained injury and by what statute was used on them? There was no police who saw sustained injury. So if there were police that sustained injury in the manner informed with the sustained injury, then the police, they were tempted and they were forced to react. But there was no police sustained injury or injury. So what were the reactions? They have hello?
Yeah, I'm listening, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, so they used excessive force on the peaceful civilian. That's what I can say to you. Because
so it was premeditated.
Yeah, of course, they were premeditated and excessive force that was used yesterday. So let's come to today's focus situation. At the level of the legislature, if a lawmaker is being seen as a party of interest, that lawmaker cannot be requested for by the police inspector general, like the way or the manner informed in which it was done in the Fogo case. I do not want to go to the case because it's going to be a long haul, but I want to go through the process the police went through again today. If a lawmaker, being a senator or representative, is being seen as a party of interest, the normal protocol and formality is the police will write the leadership of the legislature. The leadership of the legislature will instruct the Committee on National Security and Judiciary. And that Committee on National Security and Judiciary will investigate this letter from the police director.
But there is no leadership at the House of Representatives.
No,
The House is in tatters. You just have a block. You just have a pro-executive block.
Yeah, so in that case, Fogo falls on the Fnatikova block. So Rev Fnatikova.
Who is the legitimate speaker?
Exactly. So Rev Fnatikova and Fnatikova will use the process in turning Fogo over. And that was the reason President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did made the former 102 I-County. There was a situation where the police and the former Deputy Speaker Toba Moba, where I-County blocked the house entry of Toba Moba and said, "Yeah, going to arrest Toba." President Sirleaf asked him, "Can you arrest the congressman in America like that before I talk about the Deputy Speaker of the United States?" And that's how I-County was dismissed. And I'm disappointed in Gregory Cuomo. If you're trained, and that is why I respect certain people in this country. If you're a trained police officer, if you're a trained banker, if you're a trained accountant, or you're a trained auditor, act in the manner in front of the professionals, prosperity will trust you for tomorrow. Do not act politically. When you act politically, after the political period, you do not have the face or faces to look at other people that you mistreated because a regime.
This will be seen as not only politically motivated, but a party target, because Frank Safogo is from CDC. Why the police will just call him or suspect that he might have an understanding of what unfolded. Hello? Mr. Williams, Otavi went up. Okay, I'll try to reconnect him. So that what unfolded yesterday, he was just trying to share his thought. You can. As I said yesterday on the show, this whole thing is an organized stuff. They want to drag WEA into it. And so when WEA say XYZ, then Pierre and his people will spread their tentacles, saying all kinds of stuff, quote unquote, reaction. But the majority of WEA can allow them to do what they plan. Let me reconnect with Otavin so he can conclude. All right. Okay, Otavin, yes. So yes.
You start talking about party or issue. there is no way you can misabuse or outrightly deny that it's not going to be a party issue. We already have a party issue. And I'm also disappointed in the statement of the president today when he got to the legislature. He talks about the rule of law. And Sam, let me say to you on record today that in the last election that I was a sympathizer of the Unity Party because of the missteps of the CDC that we can support it. So to bring people for change and change it, for them to even double up missteps, it is a disappointment. And I am disappointed in Joseph Human Puaka. He talks about the rule of law. Has the president respected the Supreme Court ruling? He's talking about rule of law. He respected the Supreme Court ruling? No. Then he talks about rule of law today. And immediately he led the Capitol building, the police run by a former SOD and notorious ATU personnel, Gregory Cuomo and Nelson Fremont, running after people. The police is exacerbating this. The police didn't help to exacerbate the situation on Capitol Hill by protecting one side of the lawmakers and fucking the other side of the lawmakers. And that was how the Liberian process problems. I told people usually when the process started, I said most of the people that would support the situation would be people that are wearing here from 1988, 1989 to 2003, when we fought the 40 years since let's say of crisis. This was how most of the issues started. When the Roosevelt Johnson issue started, there was a state when Charles Taylor, a rebel leader, decided to run after another rebel leader when he was meant to resist him. That was how it was started. If we are now the issue of removing Santikova to the Capitol building, we're not going to be on fire. Never. Whether that electrocuted, whether that Peter Paul, whether that Johnny Paul, now the suspicion is why. People have suspicion about this person, people have suspicion about that person, but the country is fragile and we own a time bomb. That's what I can say to anybody. When it's 7 to 8 o'clock, leave the streets. Go to your houses.
That's the kind
No investor will venture in the terrain because the terrain is hostile, it's volatile.
That's the kind of hostile and volatile atmosphere the Unity Party government has created.
But this is what we have. No, you will put your money in someone hostile and volatile? No. The Unity Party government promised us that they were bringing development. One of the campaign pillars never speak to removing the speaker. Never ever. So I do not know why they prioritize removing a speaker than what they're doing. What they're doing will take them the next 3 years.
And it might result to curtailing free speech and freedom of assembly, as we saw yesterday.
No, let me say to the Unity Party government. I'm a sympathizer of the Unity Party government. I'm going to say it clear. Any attempt to believe you can care about Liberia in 1985 under the gender regime of former President Samuel Kayandu. Any attempt for you to believe that you can carry out the regime of Charles Mahato, the notorious regime of Charles Mahato Gange, that is a phone, that is a charade, that is a buzata, and it will be resisted. Any attempt to do that, there will be a counter attempt. It's not possible.
Is it normal? Is it normal that you will suspect and you call in like what they have done to Representative Francis Afoko, and at the same time put out a bounty of 5,000 for information leading to what unfolded or how or who may have put the house on fire? Does that make any sense? What you
that's stupidity on the part of Gregory Cuomo. He's my friend, my personal friend. But that's stupidity and being unprofessional. The first issue, criminal justice. Why? I earned a degree in criminal justice. If you had a situation at the level of the Capitol building yesterday, rather you should have deployed security to protect the perimeter of the Capitol building. You never provide security. The Capitol building was put on fire since this morning. When you come out to say you arrested somebody or you gave me 5,000 bounty, it means that you're unprofessional and you didn't do your work. That is the meaning. And what he's doing is they're giving what they can call lip services, pretentious acting to the president. If the president are going to dismiss the police are after this morning. Because if you want to go fuck people, after fucking them, do you know the terror that you want to go fuck people on was risk? It was risk. So when you didn't say security there.
Let me ask you on this. Did it make sense to you too that for the president to have gone there at the legislature, what did he go to see? The extent of the damage? Did it make sense? Didn't he say that place was a separate branch of government?
Of course. That was just a man charade and his political bluff. It didn't move. Sam, my head is bad in shame. I'm telling you how much I sympathize with the Unity Party. I did. I have regrets, but I have to be blunt with it. The president should have arrested the situation we have today. He said that was a political ground. The poor junior issue. The place where we go do that now. The political ground where you couldn't go to resolve issue and bring peace. So you go there to go make political ground and say you arrest the perpetrator, the rule of law must be here. I think that was just a political bluff. And I'm disappointed in the president. I am disappointed in the president. And what they're doing is they're sparking a situation that will cause a big problem for this country. They must start now. Start now. Because the first issue, Unity Party do not have participating over the opposition CDC. All the people that voted for Unity Party, they were sympathizers and supporters. They were not the Unity Party people strength. They should stop what they're doing. The reason some of us talking is to bring peace now and let us allow this issue to be put to halt. I am not for Unity Party. I'm not supporting Joseph Baka. I'm not supporting Jeremiah Kuhn. I'm not supporting CDC. I'm not supporting NCDR or anything. I'm supporting the quiet left for us to live in sustaining our peace. So, people must know exactly what is what and respect the rule of law. When the Supreme Court spoke, the Chief Justice, when he spoke, like Genghis Khan was speaking for President Samuel Kayandu. Instead of speaking the truth, he was speaking partially, very impartially. He was speaking, taking sides in his speeches and making his own determination instead of the Supreme Court.
We have the situation on us now. We face the reality. We're going to live with it. It's going to take a longer time to make budgetary appropriation to get that place renovated. So the President State of the Nation address is of that place. They're going to know how they're going to do it with time. Where did you say he should go?
Let him go to people you respect. Because the executive sent people to be the majority lawmakers and protect the majority. What is the policy? If the president says the internal affairs minister should people having confusion, and you see your internal affairs minister, the work that you see, and the internal affairs minister is the cousin to the president.
So you're saying that Joseph Yuma Bwaka should go and deliver his State of the Nation address at RLJ Hotel?
Let the president, they want to pass the budget in the absence of the other people. In real life, in actuality, in normality, to the goal we all said, the president is about to deco. Is who a speaker? Is he a speaker? How do we elect? Is it the real way the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia talks about for a speaker to be elected?
The man considers himself speaker. He calls himself speaker. And the other people around him calls him speaker.
Even the president calls him speaker. And the president do not call him speaker. The president of make peace is still attending the executive to him for budget hearing. The president calls him speaker.
Is it normal on his part?
On the part of the president?
Yes, Richard Kuhn. You think that is normal of him?
Richard Kuhn is one of those presidents that is greed for power. But let me say it to the Unity Party. Richard Kuhn got no number he can help you with. What you're doing, you are going on total disaster for the next election. In case of anybody you brought, on total disaster. That's what you brought. Who have already lost that place of 100 men. He just lost by the slightest. He won. You bring Kun to create a situation, he will not help you. They will not help you. When President Joseph Bago was coming to power, some of the campaign messages
he doesn't have the ability. He's not that kind of terp that understands and can keep that noisy flow stable. Let's talk about the issues, the contentious issues going forward.
But President Bago never promised us that one of the campaign messages was to remove the Speaker of Vladikova when he becomes president. He promised us development. And that development purposes, we voted him. Secondly, we had a broken down democracy and we felt that he was going to stabilize the democracy. Now he has come to deepen the wounds of breaking the democracy. But in real life, let's go back to the Kalatsko issue. What are Kalatsko?
No, yeah, I know you are zero out on that. But what can you say? What can you say to the lawmakers with that place now down? What can you say, though they are factionalized?
Look, they caused their own problem. The problem we have today was caused by the quote-unquote majority lawmakers. The place they were taking, was it the place by the Constitution? Was that place the place was in the state that the Constitution? That place is the John Chimot. It's where the senators, representatives meet when the president of the republic goes to issue the State of the Nation address, the solar address. That's why that place was made for President William B. Stockman built. It was named the William Arrow Tobo John Simon Chimot. It wasn't named for session. It was not. You violated it. And that is what I said. Even the rebel lawmakers, the lawmakers that were elected, the NTLA, right after the 2003 fighting, blood, model, government forces, all the other forces you had, they elected a speaker called George Dewey. When those lawmakers were getting charged and believed that George Dewey should be removed and not be the speaker again, they went on the table of George Dewey. They suspended him to sit aside. The acting person was presiding rightly from Nima Kante. The election was held when George Dewey was removed, presided over rightly, and a new speaker in George Cocker the late, peace be to his ashes, was elected as the next speaker of the Translational Legislative Assembly. So what's wrong with Rachel Kumwete? He's a professor at the University of Liberia. And he told he's come to power Greece. What that teaches us?
He's inept.
I'm disappointed in Joseph Baga. That's what I can say. Thank you for the opportunity and the time.
Yeah, just close up on Sekou Kalatsko Damaro issue, as you said.
So Sekou issue. Let's go to the worst case scenario that Sekou was. He was actually wrong, or all of the charges, the Lala charges, that stupidity, that the police is saying that Sekou is on or Sekou was, because some of us went on those issues.
It's a blocking of highways. Obstructing movement.
Arrested, red to capital bypass, red to the intersection there, pastor community, red to the red light.
Theft of property.
They said Sekou was arrested because of wearing white t-shirt before, wearing white t-shirt. You arrested Sekou. Criminal justice one. All of those charges you put on Sekou. Sekou get all of them. None of them can wear Sekou. All of them are bailable. They are non-bailable charges that you put on Sekou. They are all bailable. So what are you trying to prove? That is the legal part. Politically, you warning Sekou, who has been in special aid to one of the most popular men in Liberia, George Weah. And George Weah came in the street today politically, Liberia will have issues. No one should erase that fact. Georgia will have all of the administrative issues. But he's a human magnet. And nobody should upgrade that. The numbers we beat George Weah was 20,000. It was insignificant for anybody, any presidential candidate to accept. Yes, he accepted it. So it means that you should be able to walk in chalk lines, not to damage the fabric of the society. You go to ministry, agency, directors, ministers, they have already damaged the United Party name. They just sex for job, intimidating people, making people that have no interest in Joseph Braga no longer, all the sort of issues. In less than 1 year, the government now is having a political prisoner. That is a serious call on Joseph Braga. I can tell you today.
And his predecessor for 6 years did not have a single political prisoner nor a journalist in jail.
Of course. I tell you, if some of the journalists that are critical of the government, critical of the situation, let me come and arrest you tomorrow and say the person. I can challenge you. The only regime, I can foresee they are going to have political prisoner. Now some of us come in to pick on and start writing the way we used to write before. So they will tell us to also prison again. So they have political prisoners and they have political journalists in prison. That's what you have.
All right, Mr. William, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your perspective with us on Real Talk on Kings 88.5. I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you for giving me the time. Again, I'm going to say finally before I leave this radio, my issue is not about taking sides. My issue is that the rule of law must be respected. The president must act as the father or head of this whom they call Republic of Liberia in making sure that the decisions they are going to take, they're going to be looking like they are rich-wanting people. The decisions they have taken, the actions they have made, has making the world to believe that they have prejudice against people. And this should not be the case when we elect the president to make a change of the republic.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. He's Otavin Williams, a Liberian media practitioner and criminal justice expert, sharing his perspective of what unfolded yesterday, what been unfolding prior to yesterday and today on the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5. Let's turn to you now to have your say, but continue to play. Let's continue to play the King's Cash giveaway, the 3 Wise Men jackpot, dial style 799 star 100 hatch, and play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and receive your money. Take your 10,000. It's not for us. Please, I beg you. Take it. Let's go to the line and to have your say. Hello.
Good afternoon, bro. St. Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon.
This is Sabu Rasta joining you from to be precise in Zimbabwe.
Let's hear you, Sabu.
Yeah, bro, St. Andrew, what happened on yesterday, bro? Something really scary me. Even to present said right now, I'm very scary, bro, St. Andrew. Can you imagine yesterday, bro, Andrew, what of it count in a history of bro, la. Even yesterday, when somebody see you wearing white t-shirt, the police can go after you. Can you imagine, bro, St. Andrew? So we want to stay before ourselves to do.
Okay.
So,
all right, Chief. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Ever so. Let's bring on our A.B. Wayne. He wants to have share his thought. Hello, A.B. Welcome.
How you doing, Sam?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
The dryer man, you are not a dryers man. You are the dryer man.
I know.
You are drier than Israel.
I know.
So let me erect that one. How's everything?
Yeah, great, man. Great. Good to hear you again.
Yeah, my brother, thank you so much for what you do for your country. You know, these are the kind of journalists that were lacking in time past for which we went to war. Because we never had people standing up to speak to the truth, you know, most of the courage to speak. We always wanted to have journalists who were either afraid or the other side. But it doesn't matter which side you take. It's about how truthful is it you are on the side that you take. The truth has no sides. Truth does not need any defense. It stands for itself. So when you are on the side of truth, you are not defending the truth. No, you are just there trying to be on the side of the truth. In fact, the truth that will serve as a defense for you not use any as a defense for the truth. And let me tell my friend and brother Otavin Williams, you know, my brother, look, all of us here, we may have our issues, but when it comes to our country, we got to put it first in everything that happens. Forget about which party you are from. I can recall vividly, I supported the CDC in 2017. When it came to the Justice Cabinet Janet removal, the evidence is there that we stood against it and we said it was the wrong thing. How did it end? The ECOWAS code was able to affirm our decision or our position at the time. People may have thought that we're against the CDC or whatever. No. But we're saying that the wrong things were happening. And we spoke to it. But brother, we as journalists, before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. Ordinary citizens ourselves. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important. So I want to thank Otavin. I was listening to him, you and your conversation, the both of you are having. And I think there is time now that we should speak up. Because tomorrow, regime will change. Whatever position you have today, if it is the truth, that truth will link on no matter which one of the government that comes to power. So I want to say thanks to you and your team. And of course, I think we're doing quite a fantastic job. And my brother, we shouldn't be relenting. There are people coming out with threats and say, oh, be careful, the government bad, this, that. Let them do their worst. But these things are intimidation strategies to intimidate us, to tell us that no, you don't have to say certain things. We'll continue to say what we can. All we know is what we are saying should be the truth and nothing else but the truth. So I want to say thank you. We'll continue to follow and keep up the great fight, my brother. We'll keep you up. And of course, I'm going to be there tonight to continue with your effort.
You woke up this morning hearing the news of the House of Representatives, that segment on fire. What came to your mind? How did you receive it?
Well, Sam, I was very shocked, I must admit. You know, why it is true that these things are happening, and I still don't want to attribute it to a person. I still want to believe, because I'm from a biblical background, I believe the hands of God is sending a message. And if it is the hands of God, anything can happen. Though people may have issued threats or so forth, I see people running around with statements that friends are FOCO may have made in time past or so forth here and there. But again, coming from a legal perspective, FOCO may have made those statements, and even Abraham Williams can even walk up to that station and say, tomorrow, I will make sure that King's FN is burned down. I made that statement. First of all, if there's a fire incident at Gotel King's FN after my statement, one, it is true, I can be a suspect, but it must first be established as to whether it was an acid attack. If you can establish that, then you can go start looking at those people who may have made statements in relation to that. Because now you are able to infer motive. Yes, there could be a motive because why? Friends are focused, then they don't have issue, but you can just infer motive without tying somebody to the crime. Have they investigated to know exactly as to whether it was an arson attack? And if it was an arson attack, right? Where was the police that have taken siege of that capital and said that nobody whom their police do not authorize to go to that building should go there? To the extent that they verify people ID cards before they go out that building. The police have decided to treat every other person who entered that place as a suspect, who have intention and motive to destroy that legislature. The police have taken siege of that place. In fact, yesterday, they demonstrated that it was a no-go zone for protesters, because they said it was now a suspected scene of chaos and people who like to harm the legislature. In fact, there were prior fire incidents that the police is in notice of, thus being up their security and not allowing people to go around there owing to the current impasse. If that happened, what time? In fact, I understood they started arresting some people who were on the scene this morning as suspects.
Yeah.
Okay, granted. All right, you arrested people who. Sorry.
You want to change your location? Yeah, your line, your ABS of his line was cracking. So let's get to your just 0772. That was Ibrahim Wayne Godson. Wayne gave in his position right after Otavin on the incident that unfolded. Hello. Okay.
How you doing, sir?
Sorry.
Andrew.
Yeah, just hold on. Let me conclude with AB, then you can come on.
So let me just conclude with the should we give him more time? Because I will ask my opinion on it. So let me just say this, that I don't know where I stopped. Where exactly I stopped.
You are on the burning. The Frank Safoco calling of Frank Safoco and arresting others on the ground.
Okay, good. Yeah. So you're arresting the people. Why is this guy taking the arrest now? You were first established as to whether it was an arson attack. Arson attack means for individual to go and burn a place. The police is not called without authority to determine as to what happened at a fire incident. It is the fire service that should be able to determine that and aid the police with its investigation to tell, first of all, that this was an arson attack. Now, if it was an arson fire incident that occurred, then you can now start bringing people that focus, there will be made statements or so forth here and there. Up to now, the fire service haven't come up with any report or findings. So on what basis you initiating the arrest or making people person of interest? So first I forgot go there and stand there and say, no, I didn't do this. What are the police going to say?
And such a situation requires a forensic investigation.
Investigation, you are 100% right. It is what will guide you. In fact, even if Abraham Williams, the law says, if even Abraham Williams said, John Brown, I will kill you tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, John Brown dies. Yes, I can be a suspect, but it must be established whether John Brown died as a result of somebody killing him or he died by himself before you can even grab me as a suspect.
If you off again, that was the interesting part, really. Anyway, he went off. Yeah, okay. Let's turn to you guys. Hello. Yes. Let's do it quick. What's your name and where you come from?
My name is Alvin Banner and I come from the UN Drive. One person, let me appreciate it even for talking point. Also, let me appreciate Almighty God for pumping breath to help our voice to be heard. But Sam, me and my father is going through the fire issues. I think the committee of fire service, along with the chairperson on a particular committee, we know that the money basis, probably the money for fire service is very small, so they are finding need to draw central government so they can pour more money into fire service so that committee can get more money. So I think that particular will have to be investigated probably because like people money pay that way. Everybody want to get money in the committee room so they can be able to preserve way. So I think the National Police have to call the chairman of fire service in that particular committee to be investigated. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
How are you, sir?
Your name and where you call from?
Anyway, I'm George Boaka, calling from the Marshall Highway.
Let's hear you, Boaka.
Yeah, first of all, everything that will happen, you will hear them calling me. But it happened of Balanceli. They said when I executive marshal, trying to follow somebody. Like what Eddie was saying right now, you gotta go through the investigation before you want to contact fire. So, but if they don't release Kalasi, I want to play on this side. Because I'm the vice chair for administration, president we are marketing chapter. We just watch it. If we go on a protest, go making an attempt, The whole people running around that street. So the but your father said know what he's doing. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Okay. Hello. Let's take a few calls and then we can draw our first winner on the King's Three Wise Men jackpot. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. St. Andrew.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Council. I cover another street light in Rod Johnson. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion. I think, Mr. St. Andrew, the issue relating to the fire outbreak at the capital building, I think the government need to start the scapegoating. Need to, the police, the writer, the president himself have to be arrested because since yesterday 4 a.m. that area was seized by the police. They were the one that were there shooting left bullet and also shooting fire gas. So this morning, to our ultimate surprise, we hear that there's a fire outbreak there. So they should be responsible for that. Why go beyond after an innocent man to have friends of football? So there's a complete tactic that the government wants to use to divert our attention, but we are clear, we are fully aware that the Police Inspector General, Gabriel Kuma, is fully aware of the fire incident at the capital building.
Okay,
so
sir.
They investigated, they are the one that created that particular problem.
Thank you.
Not any ordinary person.
Thank you.
Kuma and Joseph Imabwaka. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Representative, that statement was made. Look at the timing. It doesn't make sense at all. It can't hold. The timing of that statement, look at it. When he made the statement and when this thing happened. If the statement was made a day or 2 or hours, then you can say. But that statement was made almost 2 months. 2 months. I don't think that it resembles that or is close. Almost 2 months. Long time in between. It doesn't hold water at all. No, it doesn't hold. Let's draw our first winner. Let's call to confirm this number, and then we'll continue.
Hello, valued subscriber. Please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please call again.
Yes, we'll do it again. We'll call the second 3 times. No response, then it's off. You forfeit 10,000.
Yellow valued subscriber, please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please call again.
Yes, we'll call for the third and last time. Maybe the last.
Yellow valued subscriber, please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off. Please call again.
Okay. So 3 times, no response or no answer, then that's it. 0772-2399-33, 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0-777-9803-75. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Marcy Zamju.
Yeah, let's
How
hear
you
you.
doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. And you?
Okay, I'm terrible, although I'm not feeling well because of the thing that happened yesterday. But we're on a protest ground yesterday. Little thing, say, Auntie, I want to take you a little back. You understand? I want to take you back a little bit. Yeah, when they put saying that this man said you're going to put fire, they're going to burn the place. And they are calling him for questioning. You understand? Then I will go to Dominican Lawrence. You getting me? Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, but you're very low on that side. So what I want to say is that let's go to Mr. Loving what he said, what we have to play in the pole, right by her pole he play, right in front of our place. So if you want to kind of you're going to rule out the pole. And the next night, before the money the pole was ruled out. So what do not call him at that time? You understand? Nobody said you're going to remove the pole because we are playing. Right by her father house, right by her pole that he playing. And the next day, they move that pole. It's what it. So we'll call him and say, you happy? You happy? So let the people and what they play. That's why I do that. Like, yeah, man, blah, blah, doing. Now, no sense there. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, my sissy, thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
listen, Kel, I call you from Jacobstown. I listened to you and I listened to two of the previous callers, Abraham and that Otari, two journalists. But it got my attention when David said he's a biblical man, and in fact, there's a sign God is showing to the country. So I start to wonder what sign is that, because if you say you are a biblical man and you read the Bible, I'm not a Christian, I'm not pretending to be one, God is not a God of evil. So that thing that was done is a calamity, right? So if you're saying that God is showing a sign, I don't know why it's the interpretation of God is showing a sign to the country. When those kind of things happen, when you have your political side, take away your political garment and be nationalistic and honest to the conversation. This thing that happened to the country, nobody is shifting blame on anybody. In fact, Safoko make the statement 2 months prior to the incident. The police have said, they had a press conference today. They have said they have invited several other persons as to ascertain, some facts. They are not saying Safoko is liable of the crime. They just call him to get some inquiry. People are now saying, why did you call Safoko? Because he make a statement. Are we serious in this country? If you want to see this country down the drain, it will not go down the drain.
But Hussein, do you know that the police not making sense?
No.
Listen,
no,
if the man made such a statement and you just confirmed 2 months in between, why the police did not raise an issue or call him at that time to say this statement you made is strong, you are a national leader and it could have a potential threat, therefore we want to have you on record? Nothing of such. 2 months in between. So if this thing had not happened, they wouldn't have called Representative Prince Safoko. And do you also know that there was a statement made by other people in that legislature at that time, and the incident is quite different. What happened that necessitated that? No, listen, I want you to get it straight. Do you know, and it's also going to the police, because I think they're doing all that at charade. You got to look at the content.
Investigation, Sam.
No, wait now, Chief. Wait now. I'm giving you a chance. I'm not cutting you off. Give me a chance. You have to look at the content. What necessitated what he said? What was the situation? What actually happened? And did it happen? You just confirmed that 2 months in between. So if the police knew that that was a statement that could have a future repercussion or effect, they would have called him. But they felt that it did not mean anything. It was just a mere political talk. So why use it now?
It don't work like that, Sam.
Oh, come on, man.
The police have intel, right? And they have documented what he said. So this is why they call him. He's not the only person they call.
All
there
right,
were several other persons that were impacted by Liberia National Police. So you put they're taking out of proportion because it's a CDC lawmaker. If you guys want to make their country ungovernable, then it's up to you. We always survive.
But how will you say that? Thank you, sir.
But seriously, Sam, I have a whole lot of respect for you, but this time around, the way you guys are turning things is really getting out of hand.
Yeah, you know.
If you will come and call yourself baby court, man, you cannot put one scripture on the radio and say that's a calamity on the country. You see, right?
But do you know what is a calamity? Do you know? Okay, let's assume you are. Let's assume you are Islamic. You are a Muslim person. So, what is calamity in the Islamic teaching from the Quran? No. Listen, you have shifted from politics to biblical. No, you are Islamic now. Take time, my man. Listen, don't make the fun of yourself. You are Islamic. You say you are not a Christian. Granted that you know the Bible. So if you know the Bible, you belong to a faith. If you either a Muslim or Baha'i or Confucian. So what is what is calamity in the Quran, or how does the Quran portray calamity? What it describes as calamity?
So from the layman understanding, right, of a calamity, right? From the layman understanding of calamity, whenever there are situations, right, unexpected situations that people don't foresee and occur, that's calamity in the country. Take for example, natural disasters. You're talking about volcano, you're talking about earthquake. Those are natural calamities, right?
So that one is what? It's not a calamity.
Same.
That one, the capital is not. It's not a calamity.
It's not.
Calamity is any disaster, be it natural or divine or whatever. It's anything in your house, in your community, whatever, any situation that is beyond your control is calamity.
thank you for at least giving me the time. Let me end on this.
No,
right?
no, but admit that you run into error.
And we all have to keep the peace. The peace of the country does not
you
lie
go to
only in
peace
the
again?
president. It's upon every one of us to keep the peace.
My man, you're blathering every day. Then you're talking about you're having a calamity. The president, your president created a calamity. Do you know that the country is in a dire calamity? Do you not know? You don't know what is calamity? It's pathetic. Thank you very much, Chief. Do you not know? My man, it's a calamity. The country is in a dire calamity. And you say that what kind of man is this? Well, we say your man Israel say he will call you. Your man, we see your man Israel say he will call you. Please continue playing your cash, your King's Cash. Give away the 3 wise men jackpot. The first person who will try calling, he know his line is off. We are not responsible for that. No, let's pick up the next person. In the meantime, you can call.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yes.
How you doing, Papa? This is my calling from St. Paul's Beach. Look, you are sound journalist. I enjoy it. And I was laughing. And he said he spoke me for them. You give it to him good. You give it to him. He let to dictate to people what's wrong. Then you want to say a data. You hear? That kind of thing. There's somebody to call that man. I wasn't a man made a statement to somebody.
Yeah, I'm listening. Hello, you went off? Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, but how you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Thank you for your hard work. So that the people, they are so shameless. Until when they call, they know what to say. They know where calamity coming from. Their own calamity they call. They are just giving listen to the president's speech. He leaking, like to say, he accusing opposition. He will spoiling all the laws in the country. They don't know.
No. Hussein know that is a calamity.
Oh man, that don't know. When they go to school, they can't even study. Because if they were studying, they will know.
I mean, he learn nothing much, man. He just sitting there. The Quran said he even know his own Quran.
You're trying your best. You're teaching with the old man. They still can be calling your now. Thank you, my son.
Have a nice day. Hello.
Hello, Sam Andrew. This is Smile, from St. Paul's for the second time. My phone went off. Terrible. What happened in the jam with me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. That thing happened yesterday. Security is in a place there. You got security there. I think security is what happened. Maybe you could be calling or anything else. Then you're accusing people. For what? You see the document they spoil over there. What they want spoil because the American people say they're coming. They want spoil the document so the people can't see everything that they do. Like why they coming for somebody? They're lying. They will pay for it. Let me tell you, Sam Andrew. And if anything happens to Kalasco, they will be held responsible. Kalasco and the other people. You know what I mean? You do it to Kalasco, it's a job where you want to go to. Somebody can do it. What place not happy air before? What place is not happy air? What am going to do the call yourself? I'll tell you, thank you, Papa.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah. Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's hear you.
Yeah, they both plan their team to do it. One for Inca. Yesterday, nobody ended it. That's all ended in our place. Nobody ended in our place. That's all they were in their session. My other brother were in their session. We were on our road, nobody could go there. For you running behind people, I will go there. That's all there. They don't want to put it on Fogo hand. But you can't wear on Fogo. Fogo standing back. now. If we can do nothing, my Coco. Just made a motto.
All right. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. When we had that situation with the Auditors General, President Weah spoke, and the people, no, it wasn't. I think something happened. Yeah, I think it went there. Yes, I will get it around this place. I think it was the how they call the institution, man. The PPCC, I think something like that. And when he talked about, I think then he toured some areas. He went to a bank and was using that place because he saw the CCTV that institutions in public service need to have those kinds of camera CCTV so that at least you will suspect criminal or some other things that will serve as a potential harm. And that was taken. Unity Party in opposition, then they blew it out of proportion. They said, oh, the president said, everybody must get CCTV to their hall. Everybody must get CCTV. They were running with it all over the place. We are saying, y'all get CCTV, or mean that it happened to me because I get CCTV. So the same thing. We're not excited by that. But if they have CCTV over there, maybe you're going to see the person who walked in and got out to do that. So the rescue should take into consideration all of these things. So no CCTV camera. The people now, you can't. That's not how you carry out investigation. The first thing, you know, when you start calling people in, you even get on the scene to do anything forensic. Then you call in. No reason why investigation have never, ever ended. And it hasn't helped this country because we don't have the experts. It is not everything that the police will handle. Everything in this place, they turn it over to police, and the police is underfunded. The police does not have anything, but yet everything is thrown at the police, or they call the police. They're not saying that thing that they're not police thing. That arson attack or whichever way, it is not police. They have people exclusively trained for that to determine. They will know just how you have the people who do autopsy on dead body. Can anybody do autopsy? No, because not everybody has the ability. There are certain people who are trained. That thing, how is it the police responsible? Because they know. So what's going to happen is they will lie on people. They will just keep people there, just come and say, this person, this and that. Then they say, this person confessed. So that's how they can do it. Then you, the public now, because you're strong enough mentally. Oh, that the people, they have a play for nothing. That the Baba people don't get in the country. And everyone that's Zogo. That's what they're trying to do. Watch it. They will lie on about 2 or 3 persons. That thing requires forensic investigation. It doesn't start today. It doesn't end today. There is no rush with it. The first thing first, in any investigation of such, they'll cordon off that area. What did the police do? People are moving in and out. Even journalists will not be allowed to enter that compound. They will seal up that place. That's the first thing. Did you see that today? People moving in and out. So let's assume that the suspect could be within that same area and just walk out quietly. You know why around the world, in other countries, situation like this, the first and foremost thing, the cordon of that area, so that they start giving them an understanding how to get started with that investigation based on the nature of it. They will not immediately start calling people the same day for questioning. It's unprofessionalism. It's immaturity. It's ineptitude. In no time, you won't start doing any good investigation. You know, when you start to call people in based on this kind of situation, you know when? LMP, you're saying some people out for training, man. So they will be taught more. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, but
Yeah, let's hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You in the noise. Move from the noise.
I'm moving it now, bro. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I gotta tell you everything that who said that in a twin that they holding it. Why are they not going to say that who get like up with? Because I'm driving it that all I want to do was there. And I know some folks, and I know again, and I know about it that I put in the dream that I know was there for I can't be.
All right. Thank you.
To say that.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm George Walker once more. You know, there's a guy home, I think before the lady. You will never force or CDC for you to for Unity Party or Unity Party manager for CDC. For me, in my neighborhood, I told her, I said, my name is George Walker. I think if I go to church today, I will pray and honor the government, nothing better happy. Because they did it to the previous government. They make everybody go and pray. You know, they make everybody go and pray. For immigration people, you need to examine made the whole town of a war coming. Nobody was arrested that time. The president talk shit with nobody more hungry and went fair there with him. So why you saying all that in the time around? You know, even the good Lord, what everyone saying, you only got for one. You only anybody for one thing. So we tell them around, they're taking it to the phone, like, bro, now what do you mean? I ain't gonna go. If I ain't gonna get all of this, I don't put a good thing. I will manage the material on the 2029. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Don't mind our Hussein, man. No disrespect to our great Islamic brothers and sisters. But personally, Hussein does not know anything. He just made Islam shame. Questioning another person's biblical belief when your own Quran, you can't say nothing from it. Let's continue to play the King Sky giveaway. Let's call what's this person? As you play, you will win. We're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Just play with 200 Liberian dollars, $1.50 US, dial star 799 star hatch 100 hatch.
Subscriber you're trying to reach is currently out of coverage area. Please call again.
But why you're putting your phone off? Dana also, let's call again. The rules here 3 times. No response. And then that's it.
Press star to copy this song as your caller tune.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm Sam Andrews from Kings 88.5. What is your name?
My name is Aji Kona from Bomikante.
Archie?
Yeah, Aji Kona from Bomikante.
Well, pronounce it well.
Aji.
Haji?
Yeah, Aji.
Haji, Haji.
Yeah.
Haji. H-A-G-R?
H-A-G-R. H-A-G-R.
Haji what?
Kona. K-O-N-D-H.
Kroma?
Kona.
Oh, Kona. Haji Kona.
Yes, sir.
K-O-N-A-H.
Yes.
Did you play the King's Gas Treatment Jackpot today? Or
Yes, I played today. I just don't know it.
when did you play?
I played this when I played the afternoon.
Play this afternoon.
Yeah.
How did you play?
I pressed star 799 700 hash.
Is this your mobile money number?
Yes.
Okay, Haji. You say from where?
I'm calling from Bonin County.
Bombing County. All right.
Yes.
Okay, Haji. Hold on. Don't cut the phone off. Don't go far from it. Let it be in your hand. I'm going to call you back soon, very shortly. Yeah?
Okay, all right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97. The women's line 077798 0375. Few calls, and then we move to the U.S. Embassy, and then we get out. Hello. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Ali Abikume, Deputy Family. I want to get you.
Let me just tell you, for analysis. You want to hear about la brother one do everything when travel engineer la brother, they travel law la brother, they travel police well la brother. So everything is possible. So the police la went to la particular play la color, say all our investigation, la arresting people, they don't know that job. Only people who sit on radio to analyze, only men know everything in this country. So if you supporting somebody, you see the road. You cannot talk about the road because why? You like person you support you. And the country can be roll like that. So if somebody says something more kind of brother says, my brother, solving your career for the next 20 to 30 years. The thing when somebody says, you are not over Africa or not over. That you and myself will come up people that will work for the people continue to win. They've been making a business or the business Joria is making all you and myself that will not benefit it. Only in our family benefit it. So I continue to pray like I'm going to here. Can level you. Eating way anyway. All the people in here. They're going to go school. The Joria, all of that. So you hear myself, I feel that we are feeling this particular thing. So if you're happy, let's continue to be happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
I'm Franklin Myers. I want to deal with the issue of Hussein first. Who said calamity is that what happened at the capital building? You can beating your own child and the child that is a calamity. Then you need to understand that. Even the prophet said there will be a calamity. That would be one of the calamities. Even the breach of constitution is also a calamity in this country. Because we know you're not supposed to do it in the wrath of God can pour upon you, and the wrath of God is calamity. So let's get back to the issue of Gregory Kuma. I told you this morning that Gregory Kuma will not promote an identical gentleman that saves that woman. Reason being, he know that guy is professional. That guy is intelligent.
But no, Chief, I'm not talking about that. That was discussed at length by Israel on the show this morning.
Okay, Israel, right? I said I don't know, not be promoted.
Yeah, yes. My focus. Listen. My focus is on what unfolded at the Capitol building today. That's the only thing.
Saying, no one should hold anybody responsible. In fact, the police don't know how to start investigation. They don't have the mechanism. They don't have the experience. They don't have the technical know-how. How will you say somebody say, okay, after 10 years, you go to the person and say, you suspect because you say, I will kill you. It makes no sense. It makes no sense automatically. So now, sense for if I was on South Foco, I will not go to the police house. That insane or I will not go to him. He can send whosoever all his rebel police guys send it to me. If I was Foco, I would send to defend myself in any category, whether legally or illegally. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Don't worry, that thing is not going to go anywhere. That is the end. They're just trying to show that they're working. That's all. But everything they've started is wrong. The way they are proceeding, you don't rush like that.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon, Haji.
Yes, sir.
Haji what?
Kona.
Okay, Kona. Congratulations. You won for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars. Please check your account to confirm. I will call you back, sir.
Thank you very much. I receive it.
Okay, that's great. Congratulations. So you want to encourage others who are doubtful of playing to receive 10,000, 3,000, 21,000, 1 million to play.
I will do that. Definitely, as soon as I get to the house, I will show the message to them.
Yeah, and encourage them to play. Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations again. Enjoy your 10,000.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So play as many times as you can. Let's do it. We got a few minutes to leave the show. The news is on at 6. Just a few calls and then we're out. Hello.
Good afternoon, my son.
Yes, good afternoon.
Thank you, Dada Omar, our couple from Toronto.
Let's hear you, my couple.
My advice to Tafoko, my son, let him find real security to guide him because these people are wicked. They are desperately wicked. They want to get rid of the minority black, which is Kofa Black. If you see the people saying that he said they were going to burn up and they went after him, that they are planning to get rid of these people. So all this COFA group, they should make sure to have security, tight security to their homes. Because these same people will go there, just what they did to Sir Joseph, they almost killing her, and now being the community people they were going to kill her. And they started
You went off. Thank you. Okay. You did extremely well to spice up the show with your input. I appreciate it. So today, the U.S. Embassy reiterated their stance. They released a statement. Sorry, they released a statement today. Let me share it with you people, and we are out. That place going to take a very long time. So you see, people have to be careful. If you knew how the war came into this country, well, if you aren't, the history is available. These are some of the things, or one of several. People kept grudge. People felt they were marginalized. One group of segment was determining and suppressing. One tribe felt that they had monopoly, they had the powers, they had the guns. One group of political party felt that they were the bourgeois and the aristocrats who could call the shots at any time, and everybody danced at the gallery. But they did not know that people were keeping these things. And when it reached the point, they felt that something needed to be done. When the cup is overfilled, the next thing is action. We have to be careful in this country. Former President Sirleaf was part, George Bolle, Thomas Yaya Nimlin in the house now. All of them still around us. Some of them have died. We have to be careful. Having a political power or a political office doesn't give you the right to not only exclude, but trample upon. You will be creating or setting a recipe for chaos. Beings, indigenous Liberians, typical Liberians and foreigners died. Structures were damaged, and damaged beyond repair. That today, every government that comes to power struggle to get those infrastructures back. And some would never be as they were. That's what war does. But there is the positive side of recovery. It is referred to as reconciliation. It's referred to as respecting one another. It's referred to as upholding the rule of law. It's referred to as democracy, respecting people's opinion, allowing them to express themselves and assemble. Do you know that people keep grudge for you when they know that it is the right, and you think because you have the power that they must not do that? They keep grudge. And they will wish that evil befall you. And sometimes when they ask God for evil to befall you, God can answer them and allow it to happen to you. Some of the calamities we see around us and in other places, God's hand is in it. Who told you that everything that people do on the earth, they do because they have the right, and because God is now on earth, he's in heaven, so he has got absolutely nothing to do with earth. He's only concentrating on heaven. That is not true. Some of the disasters, God's hand is in it. If you are a Christian, and you hear the word judgment, and if you don't know, let me tell you, this is how God operates. The word judgment is used two ways in the Bible. One, to inflict pains for what you have done against another person. When you suppress people because you have the power, when you trample upon the rights because you think you have the guns, when you can deny them the basic, fundamental, constitutional, inalienable rights because you think you are the law and gospel, God can inflict pains. He said, when my people groan, that means when they complain within themselves, when they cry, God can exact judgment. Judgment is punishment. The second aspect of judgment is when he will determine whether we go to hell or heaven. And everything will be based on what we do on earth, how we treat our brothers and sisters. Didn't you hear him say, when I was hungry, you fed me not. When I was in prison, you visited me not. All of these things that we're doing around us, you didn't see. Can you see in the Bible how he punished people who felt that they have power and money, how he brought them low? You didn't see. You can see in the Bible people who were wealthy kings and powerful leaders had men around them. They had the same power, authority, guns all over the place. What did he do when the people groaned, when the people cried out to him? He punished those leaders. He brought them to nothing. We have to be careful. We came out of 14 years of war. Those things that led us to suffer for 14 years, and God looked at us to allow us to go through those 14 years. He's telling us, Liberians, be careful. You're going back. You're slipping back. You are forgetting too soon. We have to be careful. Some of these things are punishment. Punishment. Drop the politics out of it. Don't be too sentimental. God can allow. Who told you? There are countries that came out of war, everything peaceful, country developed, and they start slipping back, and God allowed them to go into another calamity, and he allowed another calamity. You think when you're reading the Bible, you think what you see in the Bible, it means that it can never happen to any place again that your Bible thing? That is a lie. It's only there to tell us that, look, this is a guide. You look at it and be careful. You don't trample upon people. You don't inflict injustice on people. You don't take everything onto yourself simply because you are the law and gospel of the day. You have to be careful in this country. So with all now, where are they going to sit? They're screaming and shouting. They were yelling all over the place. We're not interested in that. Nobody wants that. That's why I said we're going back. We're going back. The country has gone back. You know what it means? That is a vital component of government, the first branch of government. Nobody takes interest in that. Nobody wants it. We can argue politically. We can share our individual opinions, but nobody will ever approve such in his rational or normal self. But the people who refuse to listen to the people, who refuse to listen to the cries of the people, tell me, how are they feeling now? How are they? I saw a photo. They said one of the lawmakers was crying when he saw the place on fire. But here is he is one of the lawmakers who were justifying things to the letter. You see how God works? Some of these things are punishment. God will not come down and tell you that I'm punishing you for this, but you only see it. That's what makes him the mystery God. That's why you have to be careful. When you hear the word fear in the Bible, that's what it means. Because we can see him. Whatever he decides to do, we don't know. We will only feel the pain. Where are you guys going to be sitting now to do all that you're going to do? Why the country goes 10 steps back? So yeah, what the U.S. Embassy released today. It said, the U.S. Embassy condemns yesterday violence on Capitol Hill. Citizens have a right to express their views peacefully, and violence is never the answer. Political differences should be resolved through an open political process. We call on all parties to remain calm and resolve the impasse on Capitol Hill so that the legislature can return to work on behalf of all Liberians. Watch this line. We call on all parties to remain calm and resolve the impasse on Capitol Hill. The crux of this, of the U.S. statement, you know what they're saying? They're just repeating what they have said previously. That everything that the country is going through, everything evolved from that Capitol Hill wahala. So if, as we were saying from the onset, had Mr. President just taken siege, had Mr. President shown leadership, we would not have experienced what we experienced. The leadership that he refused to show from the onset is what he showed in calamity, in disaster. It doesn't make sense. That's the question I was asking Otavi. Did it make sense for him to have gone there? It's from that backdrop. He went there to do what? He's not a forensic investigator. Only forensic investigator can go down there, they're looking at the place, they know by their knowledge what to do, and all of those things. The leadership that he should have shown by taking siege of the matter, since he is the head of state, he took the office. He said, I, Joseph Yema Boakai, do solemnly swear that I will uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. So help me God. Beyond that point, the law is saying that you are the chief administrator. Why it is true that the three branches are separate but coordinate by separate by their function and the coordinate, you are the last person who determines, because you are the president, you are the overall boss. You will not allow anything to get out of control, because if it does, it affects your government. Therefore, you neutralize or pacify a situation when you see a potential threat. This whole thing about staying clear, three separate branches of government, people, we have to look at it carefully. We have to. What he should have done from the onset, that's what he did last. And it's irrelevant. Going there to do what, just to make a political statement. I see you. The news is on at 6. And then 8 o'clock, AB is here. It's going to be a wonderful discussion tonight. Thank you ever so much. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition